What advice do you have for someone who's about to graduate college?
I mean, I think I might give them the same advice that my mother and father gave me, which was to abandon every single plan that I have and just like go on an extreme vacation, because it's the only time in your life that you're probably not gonna be like tied down with a job or like a family yet. So it's like the perfect time to make like educated mistakes.
I think it's, my advice is create your own opportunities. I think that college is such a tight-knit group and such a closed-off space that you know everybody, and there are already clubs and all these things already made. So once you get out, it's like you have nothing. So you have to sort of make your own spaces, whether it's, if you're in entrepreneurship, you need to start your own company. If you're an artist, you need to find a space to create your own art. But I think it's all about making your place and then expanding from there.
To keep in mind that a degree isn't everything, and you might not find a job that's relevant to your degree, and that it's okay, because your passion isn't always what you learned in college. I feel like passion could be something discovered as you enter the real adult world, and that's fine. I went to 2 years of college, never graduated, and I'm now working and doing things that are more relevant to my life without even needing a degree. And yeah, it's just, I was really hard on myself for a lot of the times that I was in school, because I just felt like I was never doing enough, and that I needed the best grades, and I needed that degree, and I needed a master's. But honestly, all that is pressure. It's like following the world and what they're doing, but following in other people's footsteps. That way you'll never find your own passion. You have to make your own footsteps, I feel like.
When I graduated college, I really didn't know what I wanted to do except for visit France. And I graduated with a BFA in conceptual art. So it's like this really broad field of art, and I wasn't sure I wanted to go on to get a master's in art. I was kind of tired of taking art classes, and a lot of people I knew were like going to get their master's, and they were really sure about that, and it just didn't make sense for me, even though it seems like a logical thing to do. But I knew that getting a master's, it costs a lot of money. You have to pay that back if you don't have a trust fund or didn't save up or whatever. So I went to France, and actually it was like the best thing I could have ever done. I didn't have any logical reason to do it. I just really felt it in my heart, and after that, it's kind of solidified artistically what I wanted to do, because I was exposed to the music and art that I wanted to do in the real world, and I just kind of got to explore things without having much of an agenda, except for just to discover things outside of the classroom and outside of an institution guiding me what to do. And that was just a part of my journey, and it worked out for me as far as just being comfortable with those choices. I think that's the best thing you can do. I would say you have to figure out a way, for sure, to secure your finances. I don't think it's good to have debt. So that's one factor. I'd say on a practical level, secure your finances and do what's actually in your heart to do, because you have to be happy with yourself and your decisions.
I would say, depending on what their goals are for the next 5 years, to people that sort of are still kind of trying to figure out what they want to do, I would say take a year off, or don't put too much pressure on yourself to get like a real career type job right away. But to people who sort of are on the path that they know that they want to be on, then I would say like hit the ground running and don't waste any time, and make as many connections as you can make, and take advantage of your college connections for sure. And don't waste time thinking about it. Just start like talking to people about careers and start applying to jobs and don't waste any time at all.
So, with my experience, I realized something very vital that it wasn't like directly communicated to me as like a recent grad, right? So like the first thing that people tell you when you graduate is, all right, you go to the career center, you work on your resume, you look for a job. But like as a child of immigrants, like my parents were immigrants and like my grandfather like immigrated twice, right? Like from Europe to Israel or from Israel to America. Like he created his own opportunity, right? So that's something that wasn't communicated to me in school. No one ever like said that, you know, that's an option. It's always like people are always focusing on go find a job. So I would say like, you know, we live in a time where we have the internet and you can make your own opportunities. It's been easier. It's easier than ever. But yet, statistically speaking, from what I found, that there are less companies being created every year since 1978. So I would say like create your own opportunities if you can. I mean, it can't hurt. Like use what you learned in school to do that. And if you didn't learn it in school, right? You have libraries, you have the internet. You can always learn on your own. So that's what I would tell someone who's graduating soon or is graduating in the next year or so.
And that would be my advice to everybody getting out of college and getting out of school is that, like, don't be burdened by all of these, like, serious anxieties and worries that have been imposed upon our generation by the previous generations saying, like, oh, you gotta pay your debt. You've gotta make good, blah, 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 blah. I say, you can do that, but you can do that through having a real encounter with other people and with your own families, number one. That's what I would say. You can do that by having a real encounter with your own family. In this day and age, the most revolutionary thing to do is have dinner with your parents. That's what I think. Not at a restaurant, but at the dinner table. So, and have an argument, you know what I mean? So, yeah, catch up.
Apply to as many jobs as you possibly can and make sure you would want to hire yourself. Think about it that way, but don't put as much pressure on yourself as you feel like you may need to, because something will work out. But say yes as often as possible and less no's, because you're not going to have as many opportunities as you might want to think. So just play around. Also, you know, wear condoms, don't make any babies, because then you gotta feed them. Because, you know, people go out here and they make these kids and then they forget that if they die, they're going to go to jail. So I'd say safe sex is important until you get at least 6 figures, especially in this city. It should probably be 7 figures. But yeah, wrap it up.
Thank you so much.
My best advice to give them is never stop learning. It doesn't matter that you're just finishing now, and it's great, and congratulations. But don't think that should be the end of it, because whatever career you decide, you always need to learn things. And watch a lot of PBS. That will teach you a lot of things too. And then in a couple of years, when you feel ready, maybe you'll want to take a course, maybe at the new school, not even for credit. But just never stop learning. It keeps you happy and alive, and a credit to your community. So again, congratulations.